The three pathogens in the title represent different types of danger in our food supply, and understanding their specific characteristics is crucial because they behave very differently from the spoilage bacteria that most people are more familiar with. These are the silent killers, the ones that grow without warning signs. Listeria monocytogenes deserves first attention because it's particularly insidious. Unlike most foodborne pathogens, Listeria grows at refrigerator temperatures. Your food can be properly refrigerated and still support Listeria growth. It's found in ready-to-eat foods that don't get cooked before eating, deli meats, soft cheeses, smoked fish, pre-cut fruits, and vegetables. For healthy adults, Listeria usually causes mild flu-like illness. For pregnant women, newborns, elderly people, and immunocompromised individuals, it can be deadly. The ecology of Listeria is troubling. It forms biofilms on food processing equipment that are extremely difficult to remove. A single contaminated slicer in a deli can contaminate product for weeks despite regular cleaning. It's ubiquitous in the environment, so even facilities with good sanitation face constant recontamination pressure. When you see a Listeria recall affecting products produced over several months, that's often biofilm contamination that wasn't detected and eliminated quickly enough. Salmonella has different risk factors. It's most associated with poultry, eggs, and produce, though it can contaminate almost anything. Unlike Listeria, it doesn't grow at refrigeration temperatures, but it survives them just fine. Salmonella's big danger is in cross-contamination. One contaminated chicken can spread bacteria across your cutting board, your sink, your hands, and from there to foods you'll eat raw. This is why the cardinal rule is never to use the same cutting board for raw meat and vegetables without thorough washing in between. Here's what's particularly concerning about salmonella in processed foods. When one contaminated chicken goes into a facility making chicken nuggets, that contamination can spread to thousands of servings. Industrial grinding and mixing equipment are hard to clean completely. A small contamination incident becomes a large-scale problem. The same goes for spices, which are often contaminated with salmonella. When contaminated spices go into a food product, they can distribute pathogens throughout huge batches. E. coli is really a family of bacteria, most of which are harmless. The dangerous ones, particularly E. coli 0157, H7, and related Shiga toxin-producing strains, cause severe illness including hemolytic uremic syndrome, which can lead to kidney failure. These are primarily associated with ground beef because the grinding process can distribute surface contamination throughout the product, and with fresh produce contaminated by manure, what makes pathogenic E. coli especially problematic is the very low infectious dose. It takes only a tiny number of bacteria to cause illness, far fewer than for salmonella. This means even minor contamination can be dangerous. It's also why thorough cooking is so critical for ground beef. Surface bacteria on a steak die when you sear the outside. Internal bacteria in ground beef survive unless you cook the entire product to safe temperatures. Here's what consumers need to understand about all three of these pathogens. They don't spoil food. They don't create obvious warning signs. Food contaminated with dangerous levels of Listeria, Salmonella, or E. coli can look perfect, smell fine, and taste normal. Your sensory system gives you no warning. This is completely different from spoilage bacteria that make food obviously bad before it makes you sick. Processing can both reduce and amplify contamination risk. Proper cooking kills these pathogens, so thoroughly cooked products are safer than raw foods. But processing that grinds, mixes, or combines ingredients can distribute contamination from one source throughout an entire batch. A few contaminated lettuce leaves in a bag of pre-washed salad mix can contaminate the whole bag. Testing helps, but isn't perfect. Food companies test for these pathogens, but testing is statistical. They test samples, not every single unit. A batch that tests clean can still contain contaminated products. This is why recalls sometimes happen after products have been distributed and consumed. The contamination wasn't detected before release. Your best protection is multi-layered. Cook animal products thoroughly. Keep refrigerated foods cold. Avoid cross-contamination between raw and ready-to-eat foods. Wash produce even if it says pre-washed. Pay attention to recalls and actually discard recalled products. And understand that certain populations, pregnant women, young children, elderly, immunocompromised, should avoid high-risk foods like deli meats, soft cheeses, and raw sprouts entirely.